I've done all of Brighton.
Hello there, welcome to Spicy Boy. I'm your host Andrew Iles, and this is episode 1. What are we going to talk about here? We're going to talk about everything. We're going to kind of keep it short and sweet. We're going to talk about waffle, like whatever's going on in the world here, or at least in Melbourne, Australia, where this is filmed. We're going to talk about pretty much everything. Movie reviews, recommendations, just whatever. Just going to shoot the shit, make friends, and have a bloody good time. So, this is early Jan 2021, brand new year, what to expect, what to look forward to. Who fucking knows? Maybe a third lockdown. We just got out of our, didn't just get out of it, but restrictions are lifted from lockdown 2.0 in Melbourne. It looks like New South Wales are in a bit of deep shit right now with going into probably a big lockdown that we had at one point. We had first lockdown, which wasn't so bad at the start of the year. It was all right. It said about 4 or so weeks, we can get through this. Everyone wanted to get fit, eat healthy, watch Tiger King, have a bloody good time. And then we got out of lockdown, and people fucked it up. How do I know that? Because we worked retail during that time, and people were horrible to each other, breaking all the rules, not social distancing, not wearing their masks, just being fuckwits all around. So when we got put into 2.0, it felt personal, that lockdown, and it was open-ended, which made it worse. Now, we're out of that. Are we going to go into third lockdown? Fucking maybe. Who knows? Sydney's copping it right now. We very well could if we don't keep up the rules and stop being dickheads. But let's see. We'll have a look. Cinemas are going back. Comedy's going back. I am a stand-up comedian, for those of you who don't know. And I did a few gigs, which was came back in late 2020, which was good. Good to see all my fellow comedians. Doing a few gigs here and there, getting the giggles, having a few beers, and getting back into comedy. And might I add, I'm pretty fucking good at it. So if the audiences are anything to go by. But no, that was good. Cinemas were opened up again, got to see a movie or two, which was nice. And that's what's happening in current events at the moment. And let's see how it all rides out in 2021, onwards and upwards. But yes, we'll talk about reviews in this show. It's probably primarily what I'm going to be bloody talking about, because I'm a big movie buff here with all the memorabilia and stuff. You can probably tell. I love my movies. Love it to death. And cinemas have opened up at restricted capacity, obviously. And first movie going to see was Wonder Woman 84. Yes, the sequel to the awesome Wonder Woman 1, which I thought was great. Which was awesome. But yes, we're going to dive into a quick synopsis and then a review of Wonder Woman 84. Diana Prince lives quietly among mortals in the vibrant, sleek 1980s, an era of excess driven by the pursuit of having it all. Though she comes into her full powers, she maintains a low profile by curating ancient artifacts and only performing heroic acts incognito. But soon, Diana will have to muster all her strength and wisdom and courage as she finds herself squaring off against Maxwell Lord and the Cheetah, a villainess who possesses superhuman strength and agility. Well, that was IMDb's rundown of Wonder Woman 84. Pretty much wraps it up perfectly, I suppose. Now, as I said, I'm going to preface this with Wonder Woman, the first one, 1.0. I thought it was very good. Say what you will about Zack Snyder. Some people love him, some people hate him. I'm whatever. Not a huge fan, but I don't hate the guy either. Him and some other bloke wrote the first Wonder Woman, and then Patty Jenkins came in and really made a solid film, I thought. The third act of it was a bit of a CGI bukkake party, but that's neither here nor there. The first 2/3 were great, and I still think it's a fucking solid 4-star film. Now, we go into Wonder Woman 84. Patty Jenkins, Gal Gadot, who I actually think is quite good as Wonder Woman. I thought it was good casting there. And her chemistry with Chris Pine is off the charts, very hot indeed. But they had more creative control with this film, and I don't think it was very good. Now, you've heard a lot of people bitch about the same things, about why I didn't like Wonder Woman 84. I heard this and went in there with an open mind. I'm like, guys, fucking chill. It's a Wonder Woman film. She's a superhero. You're just here to have a bloody good time. And I kind of did in moments here and there. But there was a lot of issues, okay? First of all, I thought it was a very hollow experience. It was very empty. It looked like it was shot on a soundstage, and for all the bad reasons. Obviously, these big blockbuster films are shot on soundstages, but this fucking looked like it. The perfect one that showed that it was like, didn't look like that, and it looked like a real world or some weird, bizarre world, was Batman 89, which I thought was very, very good. Now, this one seems very hollow, and for the budget, it seemed very fucking cheap. It was a big budget, millions and millions of dollars, yet it looked so cheap. And I thought the writing was really lacking in this. And I said the chemistry with Chris Pine and Gal Gadot in the first one, which was great. This one, yeah, a bit of nothing. Also, an issue with Chris Pine. Here we go. Spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But come on, guys, get your head around it. Fucking restrictions are lifted. Go see it. Chris Pine coming back in another man's body, and only Wonder Woman can see him in this. Now, I can understand if that's a precedent you want to set up. That her wish is to bring back Steve Trevor, I think that's his name, and he comes back in another person's body, and that's a way of getting around it. Cool. But there's inconsistencies in the story, because there's also other shit that just fucking appears out of midair, like a wall in fucking the Middle East. Just boom, popped up because some guy wished to lock everyone out. Okay, cool. Then why have we got this fucking random bloke with Chris Pine's soul in his body? Where's he gone? Is he in heaven? Is he in hell? Is he in limbo? Does no one give a shit? Probably fucking not. It's just a superhero film. Just ridiculous. Look cheap, very hollow. And my biggest gripe with the film, you're probably thinking this is silly because it's like, well, you know, it's just a superhero film. But it's called Wonder Woman 84. It's based in 1984. The thing I fucking hate about movies based in the 80s, and the last season of Stranger Things was guilty of this, is they just make it this fucking primary colour, vomit-inducing just explosion on screen. Now, the 80s didn't fucking look like that, okay? Look at this. People do extensive research into World War I and II when they're doing films in those era. Same with like 60s, 70s, all that sort of stuff. They just look at a photo, they look at a movie, and they hear, you know, stories of what people say. They don't do that with the 80s. They just look at fucking a Take On Me film clip from Aha and gone, fucking let's put that on the screen. How do I know the 80s didn't look like a primary colour fucking bukkake party? It's because I was fucking there, okay? That's not what the 80s looked like. The perfect film that encapsulated what the 80s probably looked like, well, I remember it anyway, was The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Not many people knew that film was based in the 80s, and that's the fucking point. There was just one or two mullets in the background and some parachute pants, and that was about it. Because that's what the 80s looked like. It didn't look like a fucking film clip. Do you think in 40 years' time, people are going to be making films based in 2021 and everyone's pouring champagne all over their tits and wearing a sparkly fucking golden leotard or something? No, because we're not living in a fucking Beyonce film clip, okay? And also another thing that pisses me off, when you look at the cars lined up on the street in the exterior shots of these 80s films, and Wonder Woman is guilty of this too, as well as Stranger Things, all the cars are from like either 1981 to or 3 or 4. Not everyone can afford a brand new fucking Trans Am in 84, okay? You look out the window now, not everyone's got the latest model 2020 Falcon or whatever fucking shit people are driving these days, or Range Rovers. No, you see cars from the 80s, 90s, 2005. It's not all brand new cars from the era that we're in. Same with the 80s. They're not all fucking brand new 80s cars in the street at that time in history. But I digress. Also, as I said, I was there, the 80s, especially 84, well, I don't remember 84, but I remember 86 and all that sort of stuff. It almost looked like it was a 70s hangover. There were a lot of oranges and browns, okay? There was no pinks or blues. That came in like 89. So there you go fuck yourself, movie. I hate when movies do that, and as I said, Stranger Things, the last season, did that as well. But rounding up, look, was it a fun experience? Sure. It's not high art, and I don't care what anyone says, that it's fucking not, okay? It's a comic book movie, and hey, I'm not dissing comic book movies, because I'm a comic book nerd from fucking way back when, okay? I bought comic books all through my childhood, all through my teens, all through my 20s, and I even read the occasional one now. I've got some graphic novels, don't know if you can see them, who gives a shit? But I'm not one of these blokes who are just like, it's cool to be a nerd, so let's go down to fucking Target, get some like Avengers shirt because the movies are sick, and now I'm a comic book nerd because it's cool. No, I've been doing it since I was fucking could remember. I've even got my little Wonder Woman figurine here. See, I've been a fan for ages. There's the proof right there. I do think she's the best DC character in the cinematic universe besides Shazam at the moment. But anyway, I digress. What else I want to talk about? Rounding up the review of this film. As I said, yeah. Bit of a cheap experience, a bit of a clusterfuck. It was all over the place. Um, 1980s didn't feel like it was, it was a proper example. They just took a film clip and went, yeah, let's do that. Anyway, I think that might be it for that rant. If I have to rate this film, I don't know. Maybe 2.5 stars out of 5. Who gives a shit? I'm not going to rate it, but Anyway, that was my look in Wonder Woman 1984. It was okay. Wasn't great, but anyway, it wasn't a bad experience for the first cinema experience of 2021. As I said, this little review show, podcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's going to be pretty much reviews because I'm a massive movie buff. But I like to wrap up these things with I recommend. Andrew, me, recommend something to you people at home. And my recommendation for this first episode has to be good horror films. Absolutely. I'm not talking... You're probably thinking, what's the difference between shit horror films and good horror films? Well, shit horror films, there's a couple of things. Gore porn, can't fucking stand it. All the later versions of Saw, I thought the first Saw was good. Second one, it was alright. And then it got shit from there on in. It's just gore porn. I don't understand, watching people getting torn apart for shits and giggles. If that's your thing, then go see a fucking doctor. I don't know what to tell you. Also, I hate cheap horror with jump scares. Or I shouldn't say cheap horror, because a lot of horror has minuscule budgets and they're pretty cheap and they're done pretty fucking well. But cheap jump scares can fuck right off. It's not scary. Okay, it's not scary at all. It's the equivalent, a jump scare is the equivalent of some cunt coming up behind you going, boo! And you just fucking, loud noise, piss off, what an idiot. It's shit. It's not even scary. A good horror film will make it scary by making it unsettling, making you feel a bit on edge. It's the unseen. I know there's something in the next room, but I can't see it, but I can hear it. And, what the fuck is it? Perfect example I saw 2 nights ago was Dr. Sleep. Highly recommend that. It's the sequel to The Shining from way back when. Very good film. Another good one is Get Out. Very good. Us as well. Very good horror film. It Follows. And one of my favourite horror films that I saw in recent past was Hereditary. Amazing film. So good. Unsettling, scary, sort of about the occult, I suppose. Amazing. I love all that stuff. Now, I am a sucker for 80s slashers, I guess. I suppose because I grew up with it, as you can see with my little nerdy toys in the background. Like the Freddy Kruegers, the Jason Voorhees and stuff, they're more comedy than anything, okay? They're horror, but they're not like Hereditary or, Insidious or something like that. And of course, the only horror that actually scared me from my childhood was actually Hellraiser, because I don't know what it is, the Cenobites are creepy as fuck, coming from hell. Very, very scary. But all the Freddy Kruegers and the Jasons didn't really scare me. They were more something to laugh at and stuff. But bad horror is just, they're just churning them out. Can't stand it. Gore porn, shit, jump scares, fuck you, hate them. But good horror, as I said, Hereditary, Get Out, all that sort of stuff. It's more of a thriller horror, but they're the best. Highly recommend that stuff. Go watch as much as you can. There's heaps out there. That's pretty much all I got to say for this first episode. I like to keep them short and sweet because I've all got fucking Pornhub to watch. I've got somewhere to go, places to be, people to do. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So what do we wrap up 2020 and the start of 21 with lockdown bullshit? Let's hope we don't go into a fucking third lockdown. Please, God forbid. Movie review, which was Wonder Woman 84. Meh. It was okay, I guess. And thirdly, a recommendation, which is good horror films. Get into it. Watch as much as you can. That's it for me, guys. That's Spicy Boy. What is Spicy Boy? It's angry, it's fun, it's silly, it's who gives a shit. I'm spicy. There you go, a mixed bag of chips. Anyway, that's it. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, all that rubbish that people say on YouTube. Also, comment below what your favourite horror film is. It can be shit. It's okay. You're allowed to like it. I'm just not a fan of it. Also, what were your thoughts on Wonder Woman 84? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like me thinking it was okay, wasn't great? Love to hear from you. Anyway, stay spooky, kids, and I will talk to you later. Cheers.